What up? What up? What up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I think we are now officially live on the Knockout Canvas. Yes, sir. As you can see, happy holidays. Turf has been missing for quite some time. It's all Turf's fault, I have to admit. And I'm calling myself Turf on the Knockout Canvas. It should be Professor T. You gotta give me some time. You gotta cut me some slack. I actually just had a show earlier today, so I missed yesterday. Some technical difficulties, but I'm glad I figured those things out because it allows me to have this show with you today. I'm not hearing my music though. Definitely not hearing my music, and we all know how Turf feels about that music. Let me see where I can turn that music up a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, I don't hear it. You guys don't hear it either, right? Let me see. Let's see if I'm slacking over here. Wait, here we go. Where we at? We got everything off over here. Typo. Let's see. That should help, but in any event, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Wild fights over the weekend. I mean, you can obviously see what we're going to talk about for the most part. We got some chapters in here, but I got a little piece that I wrote here. I'm a little upset though. I don't have my music. Let me see. Hold on. Loop. Absolutely. Loop. Restart. When it comes active. Absolutely restart it. Okay, let's see. I don't have my music, but we are going to get through this. So, what's good, Fight family? Welcome back to the Knockout Canvas. Cheers. We chop up everything here. Combat sports, like the sharpest blade in the shed. Tonight, we're stepping into the weekend that didn't disappoint, with results that hit hard and had the streets talking. Pull up. You know, I gotta find a way to go on ahead and get myself acclimated to this TikTok thing, man, and get myself for Chat Lives Matters, right? Because we all know Chat Lives Matters here. And with that being said, let me pop out I don't know if that's even working. You know, it's been a minute that we've been here. So, but shout out to Just Saying 13 5 is in the building. We got duplicates now. We got Joey One Nut is in the building. That's okay. I got everything that kicked out. You guys gotta give me a hot second. We got JJ 1982 in the building. We got David Waskilwick. David Waskilwick. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that right, Bucks. Yeah, I don't know why I always love trying to pronounce names. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate you guys. Welcome to the show. All right, let me see. You got this. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a few things. Here we go. Back to it. So I do see we have something. Uh-oh. I see some more, you know what that is. So we'll just cut that immediately, effectively. But yeah, let's get back. First and foremost, Miami went off. Anthony Joshua made a statement in his heavyweight return. Yeah, right. Dropping Jake Paul with authority and scoring a 6-round knockout in front of South Florida crowd. AJ reminded the world why he's a former unified champ. Big shots, big pressure, and straight control. Paul hung tough early, but eventually Joshua's seasoning and experience shined through. And by round 6, that right hand changed everything. It changed everything. Paul walked away with a broken jaw, right? We're going to talk about that. And, you know, that changes the narrative on his next move. We all know he's not surviving that, if you will, right? He's not going to survive. I don't know. So, I mean, you see the title. Is he retired? Is Jake too? I mean, you just don't know. Hold on. That's what I'm trying to do is get my TikTok right so that I can make sure you guys that do chat in TikTok, it comes across the screen. I want to make sure you guys are getting your love, if you will, in terms of being able to show and communicate with you on the chat. So type away on TikTok. If you'd like, please type away. I am losing it that I don't have no. There we go. There it is. The music is back. Makes me feel a lot better. You know, usually Coach, man. Shout out to Coach Angelo, wifey Anna, son and family, everybody, moms. Merry Christmas. I'm going to try to steal them next Wednesday. I don't know if next Wednesday is New Year's. I don't know, right? I'm going to try to get them in there, though. Yeah, I miss Coach, man. You know, Coach usually runs everything, too. I'm not going to even sit here and lie to y'all. Coach man always got the goods. The new news, the bad news, the indifferent news. That is 100% Coach Angelo. And I know Professor T is being lazy. I know my background is pretty raggedy. I get it. It's Raiders, but hey, man, it's too much going on. And for the people that are football fans, I've already made up my mind. I'm streaming the ball. I'm live streaming the game. So pull up if you want to. I'm definitely pulling up to stream, man, and watch the game with everybody. All my family is home. Shout out to that for the blood. She's here till the day after. You know, enjoy that Christmas spirit, the holidays, but we got a big meet. January 2nd, University of Utah, Salt Lake City, Friday night. I think it's 4 p.m., maybe 6 p.m. Friday night. Those Gopher girlies, man, the GGs will be competing against Utah. So it's going to be interesting. Can't wait. So let's keep going back with it, man. And in this Misfits world, Dubai brought the heat. Chase, the more upended Andrew Tate, right? For all you YouTubers, content creators, etc., taking a majority decision and retaining the heavyweight strap. Tate came in loud, but the more came in violent. It was a reality check moment that got the purists talking. Hype versus skill, what's real? And guess what? Journalists are calling this loss a reality check on Tate's alpha male persona. First off, everybody, for the most part, if you fight long enough, only the elite of the elite, right? The guys that I love, I mean, and it's not because they got O's. To be honest, it's because of how they fight, man. My two favorite fighters, man. You seeing one of them, and then that bad man. I mean, you want to the fight I would love to see is Pretty Boy Floyd versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Not Money Mayweather. Pretty Boy Floyd. I want to see Pretty Boy Floyd versus yours truly Crawford. That would be my super fight. I would pay anything to get into that fight. Seriously. Oh man, could you imagine? That would be the best fight ever. All right, I digress. So, it was a reality check. I already stated that. And meanwhile, someone you might not expect continues to shine, man. And that's Tony Ferguson. Slid into a Misfits boxing bout. Ended up knocking out Spencer Warren in brutal fashion. Repping that unorthodox grind and proving old dogs still bite. Hey, not gonna get me lying about it. Now next to MMA, man. The global scene is still moving. Smaller shows around the world like Brave Combative Fight Federation and Pancrase kept cage doors swinging wide with this weekend's ton of events on decks. Fighters firing off KOs and submissions across continents. One name popping up in UFC talk is that young blood Guilherme Pat. He went out there and put a stamp on his debut with a big win. Now calling for a real brawl with fellow debut standout Steve Aspin. That's the kind of energy the MMA world eats up. Young lions, unbothered, hungry. Yes, that is very true. So that's the big question. Who won the big weekend in combat sports? Season champ Joshua, hungry underdog Demur, or the relentless heart of a guy like Ferguson? So, I mean, I'm just going to go dive into a few things. I mean, first and foremost, we obviously got to talk about the Misfit fight, right? That's what they're calling it. I think it's a beautiful name, the Misfits, because it's not real boxing, right? We all know that. It's not real boxing at all. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. And we got to talk about it. I think it's over. And the reason I think it's over is because of the way that the fight finished. And we're talking about Jake Paul. And when I say over, ladies and gentlemen, I know. Look, listen to what I tell you. I think his career over. Done. It's completely wrapped. I don't see this man coming back at all. Obviously, Turf can be very, very wrong in these circumstances, these situations, right? Wouldn't shock me at all to be very wrong in terms of, in terms of actually him getting back in that ring. He suffered a brutal injury, right? Jaw broken in not one, but two places. So, after digging and, listening to the experts and so forth, one of the other main reasons why I'm saying that this is over for him is because of the reality of this injury. I mean, just the things to heal in place, just the bones themselves is going to take 6 to 8 weeks. You're talking 2-3 months there, easy. And then after that, then you got, I don't know how many more weeks to get all this other stuff that's going to be necessary, right? So he's going to lose the teeth in one of those pieces that got broken. And it's funny, man, because I actually am someone that can 100% talk about this. Story time with Turf, or excuse me, Professor T. So as a young lad, I 12, 13 years old, somewhere around that age, playing football at practice. I mean, this is unforgettable for any and everyone that was there, for obvious reasons, the ones that had to see it, and for me, the one that had to go through it. But our coach was teaching us how to pursue, right? Everybody knows it's very important, run to the ball, right? Doesn't matter how far behind you are, what you think can happen. Good things happen to those who hustle. Well, long story short, in showing how to pursue and follow the ball, he was playing lineman. And of course, Turf. Yep, I said it right, Turf. Not Professor T, but Turf, because Turf is football. Yeah, Turf broke a run. You know what I'm saying? I scooted out. And sure enough, coach is showing how to pursue. Well, long story short, you guys know the hurdles, right? Like my son, shout out to Trey. Hey, we got track practice going right now, track and field, but the hurdles, right? You know how you jump over those hurdles? And you know how you normally jump over a hurdle. That leg kicks out, that knee comes up that way, swings out, right? To go over and come back down and run. Well, in football, you don't have to worry about that type of thing. When you hurdle, that knee can just come straight up. So, coach yelling, Terrence, stay down. I fell on my back. I fell forward. I rolled on my back. And I started to get up. I didn't hear him yelling. So he tried to hurdle me. Well, coach, he was athletic now. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to Ronnie. But he's just a little too heavy to try to hurdle me at that point, even with my little 12 years old, 11 years old, somewhere around there. But need me. That trailing knee that, you kick out. Well, his came straight. Bam! All this laying on my tongue. All of it. So, I get up and all of a sudden you hear me say, what's wrong? I can't feel anything, right? So for people that don't know, when your nerves and things get ripped to that fashion, you can't feel it. Why do you think Jake was out there, spitting and, talking and feeling it? You can't feel certain things, particularly due to the nerves. So I couldn't feel it either. But I knew something was wrong because of how you just heard me talk. What wrong? And next thing you know, I see all the kids doing this. And I'm like, what's going on? Then I see Coach Ronnie Huff just have the most concerned, wild, I couldn't even explain it. All I know is he was grabbing me, rushing me to the car. I just heard the kids. I'll never forget hearing the kids yelling, yeah, and pointing. I just will never forget that. And long story short, all of Turf's grill. I had one of the best orthopedic surgeons literally on the planet, no joke, Dr. Hagopi. My mom thought I'd never ever in life play football again. So I had to wear the halo, right? Drink from the straw, all that stuff. I had to do all that because all of this was just gone. But Dr. Hagopian saved it all. And believe it or not, it wasn't until I got to my 40s when I actually had to get, replacement teeth. I should have had to do that well over a decade previous to when I did, but because of how good of a surgeon that I had, it just held in place. I mean, it's still stuff there that's held in place from back when he did it. So shout out to Dr. Hagopian. And I say all that to tell you that Jake Paul is going to take at least a year before he can even get in the ring to test it. You hear what I'm saying? To get in the ring to test it. And I'm pretty sure he understands that it's going to be easier to break that jaw, not harder. It's going to be easier to break that jaw, not harder. This ain't one of those, oh, it's going to be harder to break and quit. Nope. A lot of the pundits say he will never fight again. I would agree with that. And what I will tell y'all is this. If that man steps back in the ring again, I'm done with all the calling. I'm done with all of that. If Jake Paul steps back in the ring again, I don't care if he fights a freaking 15-year-old. You get back in the ring, and a lot of people know, hey, 15-year-olds ain't no joke. Go to the gym. Go to the gym. Go to the gym and find the right 15-year-old. Yeah. And anywho, I just don't see how he lasts. I don't see how he moves forward. It's probably not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. It's the easiest way to say it. Keep it a bean. He's going to be way too comfortable. Right? All money, everything he has. I mean, why would you want to get back in the ring? Why would you want to get back in the ring? It just wouldn't make any sense. None at all. I think it would be a foolish move. So, but if he does, I'm telling y'all right now, he is absolutely a real, true, bona fide, 100% fighter. No question. To even risk getting back in the ring based on that injury, he'll have all the kudos that you can imagine from me, top to bottom, every which way till Sunday. I mean, on and on and on. Like, yep, he's that dude. He is that dude. So yeah, man, it looks like X. It looks like X is going. I don't know. Let me see. We got any people on X, man? Let me look and see. Let me see if X is popping for us right now. Just, nice little quick mid break. See who's going where. Who's got what popping. Yes, it's on. Live on X. Live on X. And we have multiple people currently watching. So I appreciate you X people for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Merry Christmas. All those good things. I will have a show next week. Like I say, we'll definitely have a show next week. So yeah, don't worry about that. And just for the record, so you guys can see, right, what I was referring to. We got a little pop up here. I'll share it. Broken jaw confirmed. See? I want y'all to see. See that two places? So what's going to happen? He's going to lose all these teeth. All these teeth he's going to be losing some teeth. He's going to have to get implants. So again, that's the other thing about this. The teeth he's going to lose. You have to wait. Things have to heal, right? That's 6 to 8 weeks. And then they can drill the holes. And that's if you got enough bone. Jake's young. He's going to have plenty of bone. But then you drill that, and then you have to wait even longer. Another 3 months. Before you can actually get the teeth. At that point, you're still wearing, fakes, whatever. But then even once you get the teeth, man, it's a lot of getting used to. I am going to be so upset with myself if this audio is terrible. Oh, I'm going to be upset with myself if the audio is terrible. Nobody said anything, so hopefully the audio has been fantastic. All right. I digress. So, I just wanted to show that. I just wanted to show that because again, that's an injury. I don't see it. I don't see it changing. I don't see it changing. He's pretty much done. He's pretty much done. So, next thing I want to do, I want to go through my guys' record. Let's do it. Let's do this. I'm sharing this because it's time for me, for us, right? For us to truly pay homage. This guy's done. He said, "Fini, over, done." He's done. So, this is how we gonna do this. I don't know where that is coming from, but I just want to go through this man's career. I don't think people understand he was absolutely hands down the most avoided fighter on planet Earth. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down. There's no debating it, none of those things. So let's just jump right into it. I mean, his first fight, Brian Cummings, he was 2-0 at that time, but you already know. Denver? Filberto Nieto. I'm not going to sit there and act like I remember any of these names. I'll tell you when I start remembering names. I do remember Damon Antone because it doesn't make sense. The record. That's his third fight, man. So first in that season, then I think that's what it was. I think it was something. There was something to that fight. You know what I'm saying? All these early fights, man. Aaron Anderson debut, right? Win. Michael Williams 5-6-0. Travis Hartman. Right? This is the way you bring a fighter along. So shout out to Bomac, right? And Team Crawford, because they really did a good job. I mean, look at this, right? You got Miguel Delgado, again, another kind of a dud, if you will. But at this point, you're talking fighters that probably have the styles that are needed in order to bring somebody along. And that's why I wanted to bring it up, because the reason why Crawford is so well-known, the reason why he can fight in the foam booth, fight, in the 22-foot ring, fight anywhere on the planet, orthodox, unorthodox, is because of what you're looking at. The early work. Some of these fighters, they may not have, looked all that good, but I can assure you these fighters were picked and chosen based on those styles, man. We're not going to go all the way back with that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do all of that. But I mean, I see the pattern. You know what I'm saying? You got this Corey Somerville kid, December. No idea. You know what I mean? Coming off of a Steve Marquez fight, though, that's a 30, how many fights is he in at that point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This dude's only got 6 fights, man. You know what I'm saying? 9. I mean, on his 10th fight, he's fighting a guy that had 50 fights. 50 fights? Don't get Marty Robbins looks like a tomato can. But with that many fights, man, woo, and hey, the competition starts to step up, right? You got Anthony Moore, right? 15-6-1. You got Derek Campos. Everybody knows Derek Campos. 20-11-0. Angel Rios. I mean, things start stepping it up from that point forward. From that point forward, things are stepping up now. And I'm not paying attention to these stars, if you will, in terms of how they're grading fighters. But I personally think the very last softball was probably Marty Robbins, May 10th. That was probably the last true softball. Don't let round boy fool. And from this point forward, I would be shocked. I would be shocked to see another record that isn't significantly better. And I mean, we start right with Andre Gorgeous, right? 11-2, gets that W. Goes to David Wardella, 16-5-3, right? Hardy Pedraeus, right? But the big number one key fight